Hello.
Hello. All right, while we're waiting for Anna, can you go ahead and share your end? I'm gonna kind of just set up some programs and some stuff that you're gonna need.
Sure. Share my screen.
Yeah, go ahead. And are you on a PC or Mac?
PC.
Okay. I'm just gonna make a new Chrome profile so everything's kind of organized for you.
Okay.
You sign in with your work email. Okay, so the master password is just gonna be social media 2020.
All lowercase.
Yeah, for LastPass. Guess the first letter will be capitalized. Okay, I'm gonna add you to the Facebook page now. So can you tell me what your email address is for Facebook?
RACHLOTZ
Can you just type it out there?
Oh, sorry.
And then I'll
In
copy it.
content.
Yeah. Oops. Okay, go ahead and log in like you normally would, and then you'll be connected.
I think that's right. Mm,
Okay, you can, choose to save that later if you want to. But
Okay,
all right, now you should have access to the Facebook page.
sweet.
I'm going to try to keep these weekly training meetings as simple as possible and do one thing at a time.
Okay.
So today I'm going to be blowing through a lot of stuff just because I'm going to be setting you up with a lot of access to things. But this is going to be the main thing that we're going to kind of learn this week. It's coschedule. So this is like Buffer, Hootsuite. I can't remember if you said that if you've used either of those before.
Yeah, Hootsuite.
Okay, it's simpler than Hootsuite probably.
Awesome.
Hi, Anna.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi, okay, so you can hear me. I'm sharing the video.
Okay. I am just setting Rachel up, and then I'll probably have to do the same thing with you.
Okay.
So Fireshot is a, extension that you can take screenshots with.
Cool.
So you'll find that very useful in general. Why did this
Okay.
not save the login?
Hmm. Also, yes, I don't know why the video isn't on. It says that it's playing, but for some reason I don't think I'm visible.
No problem. I'll be sharing my screen most of the time or controlling one of you guys' screens.
Okay.
Okay. So I think Rachel's pretty much set up. Okay, good. All right. The promo is a program for making videos. We probably won't get to that
Okay.
this week, but we will be getting to it eventually.
Gotcha.
So I was telling Rachel, the main thing we're gonna learn one thing at a time each week for sure. Because I've made the mistake in the past of training on way too many things and it doesn't really stick. So if you have any questions this week, what we're going to be talking about mostly is co-schedule. So let me know if we'll get there in a second. I just have to set your end up first.
Okay.
Email. All right, I'm gonna disconnect from your screen, Rachel. Anna, if you can share your screen, I'm gonna go through the same stuff.
Sure.
Okay, go ahead.
All right.
Okay, I'm gonna request remote control. Go ahead and accept. Okay, while I'm doing this, I'm just gonna ask you guys some questions. So, part of this is gonna be just me training you on social media and SEO stuff. But social media is about much more than, just analytics. And so I wanted to kind of get a feel from you guys, if you're on social media all the time, if there's like any kind of places that you really like for content, because everybody's, I'm sure, got that kind of stuff that they're, what are your your interests? Because I'm gonna kind of want to keep this fun, and you guys really can kind of you're gonna have the freedom to be kind of creative with some of the marketing, more so than the blogging team and video team does. I'll have a list of things that I want you guys to do, but from there, I really just, so like, I really like Reddit. Before coronavirus, you used to go out and dance and go listen to EDM music. So, I just want to get a feel for, what kind of websites you go to for fun, and what kind of social media platforms or pages, etc., that you go to that you like.
I use Instagram a lot and Pinterest. I kind of not fact check against it, but do a lot of like hiking. I'm out in Portland, Oregon. So, I mean, now that coronavirus is happening, I feel like all the secretive spots are super popular now. But yeah, I guess fact checking against that, and then actually Pinterest will be like a more bloggy type thing for all the travel blogs, but a lot of that.
Anna, can you log in with your work email?
Oh, yeah.
I have to say, I've gotten really fit ever since the coronavirus started, because
There's nothing else to do.
there's not much else to do. Yeah.
Uh,
To the point that my legs and my body hurt all the time now, just because going on walks every single day and lifting
Nice.
weights every single day.
Yeah, in answer to your question, for me, so I also use Instagram, and then I use Facebook as well. And then I definitely love to do things outdoors, especially with summer, and kind of like you were saying, Rachel, a lot of the spots are super crowded now with it being summer and just not being able to go anywhere. So yeah, just being able to go hiking, kayaking, just playing sports. But I have found that I've had to come up with a lot of indoor hobbies as well, just because of being quarantined. So
Definitely.
yeah.
What kind of sports?
So basketball and
Oh, nice.
soccer, and then when it's snowing, I will snowboard.
I love basketball. I'm a big
Oh, nice.
NBA fan.
Oh yeah, what's your team?
The Warriors. I'm from the Bay Area, so
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Well, that
I
makes
was
sense.
I
That's
was
fair.
there for their whole run.
Fair enough. Okay. Nice.
I used to play soccer when I was younger. My knees probably would not accept that anymore.
Yeah, I found that too. Oh, yeah, and I also ran cross country, and like, the more you do kind of that pounding on your joints, it definitely wears on it. So,
Yeah.
Have you guys been watching much TV, or what indoor things have you been doing?
Random things on Netflix. I feel like, I don't know. I'm going through so many shows. I don't even care about the show particularly, but I'll just have it on in the background.
any good ones? Any suggestions?
Um, I'm finishing up Shameless right now. I feel like it makes me feel like my life and my family is not that crazy. I don't know if you've heard about it.
I don't think I have.
It's pretty much this huge family that lives in the south side of Chicago, and it's just like everything that can go wrong or weird happens. So it's like a
Oh,
reality show series
nice.
esque.
Okay. Nice. Awesome.
I've watched Into the Shadows recently. If you haven't heard of it or seen it, it's kind of hard to find because um, they don't have it for free on any of the major streaming things. But it's the guys from Flight of the Conchords. If you remember, if you know what show that is, it's basically a bunch of vampires that are roommates. And it's ridiculous. So it's so funny.
Nice. Have you guys seen Game of Thrones?
I have not. I
Okay.
feel like I'm the one person in the world.
Yeah, well, I haven't either, and I only recently started. I've seen like maybe 3 or 4 episodes, but I'm kind of getting into it. But everyone, especially because I think the last season came out so recently,
Right.
everyone's been super into it, and I'm just like, I have no idea what you're talking about, but starting to kind of get into that.
Yeah.
That's a good show until the last season.
Oh, it's not as good the
Yeah.
last
Didn't they
season.
rush the last season or like try
Yeah.
to put it out
Well,
sooner?
they ran out of so it's based off of a book, and the
Mhm.
show eventually passes up the book, and once they run out of source material.
No
Now,
creative juices.
I
Uh,
didn't dislike the last season as much as everybody else did, but the consensus is that they really messed up the last season. It's kind of like Hollywood, they started going big on special effects and getting
Right.
away from stories and character building.
mm.
Okay, so the password is going to be for now, and I think you can change this later. Social media with a capital S 2020.
Okay.
Are you, Rachel? Are you in the Skype? The Skype
Yes.
chat that I just created? Okay, good. Because I forgot to add one more login to yours.
Oh.
The main program that we use in general for SEO purposes is Ahrefs. You're going to see me use it a lot. So I'm going to send you the login and go ahead and log in with that.
Do I need to do anything with that as well, or is
I'm
that?
going to log you in because I'm connected to you.
Okay,
I'm going
gotcha.
to definitely get you in there.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so Anna, the main thing we're going to learn today is going to be coschedule. That's going to be like the program that we use to schedule social media for the most part.
Okay.
You're going to be able to access it from WordPress, but you can also access it from coschedule.com. But so each weekly training meeting that we're going to have, we're going to learn one thing completely. So if you have any questions about that, please kind of focus your attention there. Ahrefs is something we're going to have to get into over time. It's a very deep program. So yeah. Let's see. Here's the login for that. And keep in mind that because we're using Zoom, these all automatically record. So I'll be sending you a recording of the meetings as well.
Cool.
Okay.
Let's turn on the sync. All right. So Rachel, I'm a big fan of Pinterest. Social media at this point, it's kind of saturated.
Yeah.
Facebook and Instagram, they're amazing, but they're so competitive. Everybody's on there. A lot of people have started using them as replacements for their blogs. So, it's something that we're obviously going to get good at, but it takes an insane amount of effort to really get a huge visibility there. A lot
Right.
of it gets tied into, how social media friendly your content is. So that's why my questions for you guys were, what kind of content do you like? What kind of social media do you like? Because we're going to start looking for examples of how they're doing well on, on Facebook and Instagram there.
Right.
So Anna, the NBA one, I think we'll probably use that one for, between you and me up there, because we have a lot in common there. And then Rachel, for Pinterest, I'm going to show you all the Pinterest stuff that I have, because there's a ton that we can do there. But that's going to be kind of your first real piece of homework, is to come up with some Facebook and Instagram pages that you think are doing social media at a very high level. And from the perspective, of business and marketing. That can include influencers if you want it to. But because the primary thing that determines success on social media really is your engagement level, and that ties into how much people like your content. So let's now get you, Anna, on the Facebook page. What's your Facebook email address?
So AE.
Go ahead and type it
Or
out.
do you want me to type it in? Yeah.
Yeah, and then I can
Okay.
copy and paste it.
Yeah.
Okay. Add you. Go ahead and finish this and log in, and then you'll be on the Facebook page.
Just the full name or just?
I think, yeah, go ahead and do the full name.
All right. Is this my Facebook password? Yeah.
Yeah. You're just connecting to the Facebook page.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay, Rachel, on your end, can you also go make a Canva account? Have you ever used Canva before?
I have not.
Okay, it's just for making images, basically. All right. So promo is for making videos. We're not going to get to that this week, but if you feel like poking around, you'll have the login. So just remember, don't buy any premium clips. All right. Okay, I'm forgetting something Grammarly.
Is there a design that you want me to do?
In what, Canva? No, just make the account.
Okay.
The main thing we're going to learn today is coschedule, but a part of coschedule is creating posts. And, part of creating posts is then having some kind of visual, visual stuff to it. So we're going to be creating images with Canva, and you can really create images with anything. So if you prefer Photoshop and you have Photoshop, by all means, use Photoshop. But Canva is kind of, the best free tool that I can think of. Okay, so Ahrefs, we'll take this in stages, but you got all these tools here. The easiest one to understand is the Site Explorer. You can throw any website in the internet into Site Explorer. It's going to tell you what the top pages are, what keywords it ranks for, et cetera, et cetera. So before I get distracted, we're going to go start working on coschedule a little bit. Okay. So to get to coschedule, there's a couple ways you can do it. You can go straight to WordPress, which is just basically accessing it from the website, and then you can go to coschedule.com. So I've added, Anna, for you a bookmark right there, marketing calendar. Rachel, I think I forgot to add that on your end. So,
Okay.
but if you just go to coschedule.com, you do have the login. So there you would just click on these three bars in the top left corner, and you can then switch to calendar. So this is going to show you a bunch of posts that were created by the blogging team. So we were having the blogging team doing social media posts recently. But essentially you can create these and access these from also the website. So if I go to the blog, because we're mostly going to be doing social media posts for the blog to start with. And successful YouTubers, so it's the YouTube post. You can go to any kind of blog post. So like this one. And once you're logged into WordPress, if you've never used WordPress before, you'll get this black bar at the top. And this is what allows you to kind of switch between the front end of the website, which is the side of the website that the public can see, and the back end of the website, which is where you can edit things. So here I'll hit edit post in the top bar, and now we'll be on the back end of that blog post that we were just looking at. So to get to coschedule, you just have to scroll down. It's a plugin on this website, and plugins normally will, depending on the plugin, pop up either on the right-hand side. So WP Subscribe Pro is just another plugin of WordPress. But that's not what we're using today. So I'm just going to scroll down until I see coschedule. Okay. And then this is where you can create posts. So I'm going to also walk you through a couple other things, because we have hundreds and hundreds of hours of recordings on our YouTube channel. So I'm going to get you the link to those playlists right now, and we're going to kind of focus on some of the more recent ones from the blogging team, because I was basically going over coschedule with them and going over how to make images, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm going to kind of train you guys on that, and over again. But I want to just give you access to this, because if you want to learn more outside of these weekly meetings, like I said, there's a lot of training in there. So let me get the most recent the playlist for you, and then I will just kind of cut straight to Canva next, and we'll make some posts together.
Okay.
So your homework for this week is going to be basically to create a bunch of posts with coschedule, and go back, basically so go to the blog and pick any blog posts on the front on this first page, which are basically the most recent blog posts, and you can open up any one of these and make coschedule posts for them. So just get familiar with coschedule. And then, once you've gotten familiar with coschedule and you made a couple posts, get creative with the, with the images and with the content. And I'm going to show you in a second what I mean by that. So let me get you the login, or not the login, the playlist. I'm going to put that in the group chat, Rachel, since I did not give that to you. So this is basically every training for the blog team for this year. And there's a lot more of them, but we're just going to stick with this because it's the most recent. So it's probably the most relevant. Can I dismiss this?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So the ones you should pay attention to if you're interested in kind of brushing up on this stuff, and I'm going to kind of be walking you through a lot of this training in smaller chunks, but the blogging team is focused on writing. So if you want to learn how to do keyword research from a writing perspective, that's what this training is for. So I'm going to be teaching you guys how to do keyword research from a social media perspective, which is rather similar. Mm-hmm. Just this goes into a lot of depth on creating content, written content. I have an entire playlist for video as well, which we're going to get to probably, in 1 or 2 meetings from now. But the first step is really getting familiar with coschedule, then getting creative with coschedule and creating, higher quality posts. And that's going to include a little bit of keyword research and a little bit of training on how to make images. And then over time, I'm going to show you guys promo. We have another program called Animoto. Are either of you familiar with Animoto? No? Okay. So we're probably going to stick with promo, because Animoto, have I had the talk with you guys about how our basic SEO works, how, we focus mostly on video?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So video at the end of the day is our magic bullet for SEO, because Google owns YouTube. And because of that, any points you get on YouTube, right, give you a ton of points. Now, the thing is, typically with our clients, their target audience isn't on YouTube. And that's because if you go to the trending section of YouTube, it doesn't look like a bunch of adults are here. It looks like, you know, it's a bunch of entertainment stuff. It looks pretty childish, pretty stupid. So when a business owner comes here and, you know, they probably search for something like, what do you think, assisted living. We have an assisted living client. They're gonna be like, oh, that's doesn't look very good. You know, why should my business be here? Well, that's part of what makes it so valuable, is the fact that so many businesses avoid it. It makes it so that the bar for what you need to accomplish to get results on it is very low.
Right.
So that's why we primarily use Animoto, which is kind of like the more, I don't want to say primitive version of it, but it's like promo, but not as sexy. You know, this is Animoto, and I'll probably get you guys in here at some point to learn it. But since you're not, you know, familiar with either of them, we're gonna kind of just stick to what I think is gonna be most valuable for social media. Social media, again, so much of your success is tied into how good your content is. You know, can you get people to engage? So we're going to, you know, the quality of the content is really important. So that's why promo, if you guys just look at promo's, you know, homepage versus Animoto's homepage,
Right.
It's just, you know, more fun. The animations are just, it's just higher quality video. So first things today is going to be really learn coschedule. But your first tool that you're probably going to be using to make your coschedule posts better is going to be Canva. So Canva, because when it comes to images, and I'll just go do a couple posts actually real quick, because you'll see what I'm talking about. If I was to click the plus button here, it would make a post. And so let's make one for tomorrow, August 5th. What it's going to do is it's going to automatically pull in the featured image of your blog post. So, you know, if I went back and viewed this from the front end, this is the featured image. Now, if you just always use the default, you're just going to have a ton of social media posts that are all with the same image. And, you know, that's not going to look very good. And people are going to get bored of that very quickly. So this is, you know, one of the first places that you can really kind of create variety with your posts. The first thing I'm going to do is go and see what has already been sent, so that we're not using the same exact content. So in this one, you know, successful YouTubers make growing a channel look easy. Yet attracting hundreds of thousands of followers may seem daunting if you want to start a successful YouTube channel. Luckily, there are practical steps you can take to plan for optimal channel growth. Pretty dry. You know, and then you can see that it used the featured image. And then the second one, which went to Twitter, uses the featured image as well. That's fine, because, you know, theoretically, most people are not going to be on both Facebook and Twitter. They're going to check us out on one or the other. But your next post should probably have a new image. So what you should do here is you can, you know, press the X here and upload something new, or press this project. So what this project's going to do is it's going to pull images from the body of the text. So you can see that image right there, right? And then this image right here. So hopefully our blog posts have images in there. I've been training my blog team on how to do that, and all the recent ones really should. So in this case, now I can go, you know, pick this one and unselect that one and save. Now I can, you know, go pull some text that matches that image. Take a cue from primetime television to create your YouTube posting schedule. This is, you know, more, that's kind of like a headline for a blog post. You know, I'm not sure it really makes, it would make probably good for a good Twitter post, even though Twitter has also is no longer limited to 156 characters. So, I don't even think that's really necessary for Twitter either. Daily online video viewership peaks at the same time that prime time. Yeah. So this text kind of makes sense for that image. I might even go a little bit further and pull this text out completely. Actually, might as well grab all of it. Okay. And for the most part, just stick with best time for now. In the future, I think we may get more specific about the time to post, but I'll have to teach you guys how to look at the analytics and how to do A/B testing before we do that. And for the most part, that's what coschedule is doing for you automatically in the backside, is it's kind of crunching some kind of data and it's trying to figure out the best time to post. So I don't think this makes, Instagram, we're gonna have to handle separately. Instagram is a troublemaker. So there we go. But you can see that very quickly, I'm gonna run out of images. Now I'm gonna make one more. So for the most part, what I would prefer you guys do is not post 5 posts about the same blog post in one day. So that's why they have this kind of staggering thing here. You can make one post for this blog post, and then you can even switch to another blog post, right? And then we're posting multiple times a day, but it's coming, it's sending people to different pages on the website. Something that you can also kind of keep in mind to really kind of improve the, just the calendar, I suppose, of the way that things are done is by using the categories. So, since I just posted about a YouTube thing tomorrow, if I want to do another post tomorrow about YouTube as well, I can look at the YouTube category in WordPress and then pick the next blog post. I was already on there, but, and sometimes you'll even have multiple ways to navigate that way, so that we can continue for this week and we're going to do this eventually, create a full-on calendar where, let's say, week 1 of the month is going to be all about video and YouTube. Week 2 is going to be about Facebook. Week 3 is going to be about Instagram. Week 4 about Pinterest. And we're also going to start, eventually, again, I'm jumping ahead of myself. We're going to start to tailor the content that goes to each individual channel accordingly. So on Facebook, we're going to start to post about Facebook related content over time. And then on Twitter, we'll be posting about Twitter related stuff. And once I've taught you guys how to do keyword research, and once we've gotten better at just, learning basic SEO things, that's when we're going to start to tailor these calendars. But for right now, if you stick to these categories, you'll be able to, for the meantime, let's kind of focus on video a little bit, because video is how we get the majority of our SEO for both our clients and ourselves. And I'll actually show you guys the real example of this using Ahrefs. So, and can you guys tell me what your time is like for today? Because I want to make sure that I respect your time. I know that on the on the Google Calendar, we only had it for 1 hour, and we're getting very close to the end of that hour.
I could do another like half an hour.
Okay, me too. Okay, how about you, Anna?
Yeah, like 20. I can do like 20
okay,
minutes.
Let's do 20 minutes. Let's just do as much as we can. But so what I wanted to show you is, this is Ahrefs, and if you take any website in the world, you can run it through Ahrefs and see what makes it successful. So I'm going to run our own website, for example. And it's going to show you, we get 3,500 people a month. We rank for 6,000 keywords. We've got 2,000 backlinks. Backlinks are just links from one website to another. So there's 2,000 links out there on the internet that link to us. The referring domains is the number of websites that those backlinks live within. So there's 225. And again, I'm getting a little bit off track. One of the first things you're probably going to usually do with Ahrefs is you're going to run a website through here, and then you're going to see which pages on the website are responsible for that traffic. So if you click on top pages there on the left-hand side, it's going to show you which, pages on our website we get traffic for. And you're going to start to see a lot of it's YouTube related. This is actually the primary piece of SEO success that we've ever had. And I'll explain kind of how this works. So with YouTube, you know, there's a ton of things that you can do to kind of get more, you know, to build your channel. One of those things is creating a subscribe link. And a subscribe link is simply if you know, have a YouTube channel. So if I go to my YouTube channel, I click on my channel link, you can add a little piece of code at the end of this that is !sub _ confirmation. You don't need to know this. This is the piece of content that we originally came up with that got us a lot of success. What that does is by adding that tiny little thing on there, you will automatically get a pop-up that says you want to subscribe to the channel. So you can use this, you know, in the footer of your website. You can use this, you know, pretty much anywhere, in any, you know, in social media, et cetera, et cetera. But it takes one step out of the process of subscribing to your channel. Now, the reason that we were able to rank for this is because of a very interesting part about YouTube. And that is that YouTube, on average, prefers longer form videos. A lot of this is due to the fact that they're trying to sell ads. If you have a 30-second video, they can't put that many ads on it. So they prefer on average, the algorithm prefers longer videos, and the average length of a video on YouTube is about 2 to 5 minutes. So that is basically where we were able to take advantage. You know, this, when you think about it, you can teach this to someone in 5 seconds, right? Add !sub = confirmation = 1 to your channel list. But if you go onto YouTube, and I think they've kind of gotten smart about this over time, but you go YouTube subscribe link, what you're going to get is a ton of videos that are 3 to 5 minutes long. And if you watch any one of these, you're just going to see that they just are wasting time to get their video longer. And this is a problem that's on YouTube, that everybody is aiming for longer form videos. And very often the content doesn't, you know, in a lot of cases like this, the content doesn't need to be that long. And what you're really just doing is wasting people's time. So, you know, if you watch this, he's going to go on for 2 minutes, and this is one of the shorter ones, about how YouTube subscribe link can help your channel. Well, anybody that's searching for YouTube subscribe link already knows how it can help your channel. You know, they know that much. What they're looking for is how to do it. And that's basically how we found success. Is I found this keyword through Ahrefs, you know, through keyword research, which we're going to learn over time. And I made this page on my website. And by itself, the page on the website didn't get traffic. But once I made a video for the page, and then I started to get SEO for it. So you'll see this video, which is the first version of it, is only 26 seconds long. And, you know, do you want more subscribers to your YouTube channel? This is using Animoto, you know, that older video program I'm talking about. Get subscribers to your YouTube channel by creating an automatic subscribe link. You know, so it's still a good 15 seconds before I even tell the person, just add sub confirmation = 1 to the end of your YouTube channel. But if you go down and you read the comments, top video, no nonsense, straight to the point, perfect. So the point, what I'm trying to make here is that this blog post by itself, without a video, wouldn't have gotten me a lot of traffic. But the combination of, you know, blogging plus video, so this is why video is so powerful. YouTube, very often, the bar to get success on there is so much lower than it is on a website. On a website, you have to create a blog post. You have to distribute it on social media. You know, the success that you get on social media is determined by your engagement level. Your engagement level has a lot more to do with than just the quality of the content. The quality of content is very important, but, you know, if a celebrity goes and shares this to their social media channel, right, they're going to get a lot of SEO, a lot of social media, a lot more social media juice than someone that doesn't have an established social media presence. So the point in all of this is video is incredibly powerful in so many ways. On YouTube for SEO purposes, on social media, because, you know, people just like video. So in here, and I got off topic there, but so for right now, let's just kind of focus on the video content on the website. And there's two ways to do that. You can do that through the categories here. And if you go to the blog page, I've even made a series for it on the right, in the right-hand side, featured series. So you'll see that my two platforms of choice are YouTube and Pinterest. And, Pinterest is very similar to YouTube, why it's useful.
Mm-hmm.
It's because a lot of businesses have neglected it historically. Now that's changing very quickly. Pinterest is getting very popular very quickly right now. But compared to Facebook and Instagram, it's nowhere close. And because of that, you can get a lot more bang for your buck out of your Pinterest marketing and your Pinterest strategies. On top of that, Pinterest isn't owned by either Facebook or Google. So it's kind of operating in this, it's just, that's part of the problem with SEO and social media, is that because Facebook and Google are competitors, they don't share data completely. And you have to be aware of where the strategies overlap. And because again, you can have an amazing Facebook presence and it doesn't necessarily translate to traffic on your website, because Facebook likes to keep you in the bubble, right? They do not like people leaving the Facebook bubble, and they're going to do everything that they possibly can to avoid that. And then vice versa, Google doesn't mind people leaving the Google bubble to go to Facebook, but Facebook doesn't play nice with Google. So, it's just the relationship there. I've actually gone into quite a bit about that in the Facebook. I've got a ton of content. So if you ever feel like you're going to naturally have to read up on some of this stuff over time. But for now, let's just really focus on the video and the YouTube content, because that's where we've seen success SEO wise. It's the primary piece, the primary, strategy that we use for our clients until we see diminishing returns. Have I had the conversation with you guys about algorithm layering? I went into it a little bit, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so the main part of that is just that when you're at the bottom of the search engine, you're surrounded by weak competition. People that just made a brand new website, they've never blogged before. They don't even have dedicated service pages. They just have bad SEO. So one blog post will get you a lot of results. One video will give you a lot of results. Just barely getting active on social media, you'll probably see some results from that. But over time, as you go up the list, you're going to, the competitions get fiercer and fiercer. And because of that, with all marketing strategies in general, you're going to hit diminishing returns at some point, either because your competitors that you've caught up with are better at it than you are, or just for a number of factors. You just can't constantly grow forever, right? If you could, there would be a lot more people that were successful at this kind of stuff. So video is just really important in all ways, shape, and form. You have to pick one thing to do in SEO, it'd be video. And when it comes to social media, I think it's still pretty much the same. People prefer video in a lot of cases. They just have short attention spans. So that's something to understand about, Facebook, is that on average, people watch 15 to 30 seconds of a video. So you can't put a 5-minute video up on Facebook and expect most people to watch it. So when we get to making videos in promo, we're going to be focusing on as short as possible, because people have terrible attention spans. And then, you got to keep it fun. So going back to here, I'm going to create another blog post. Not tomorrow. I'm going to create it for Monday. I'm going to delete this one, or actually not delete this one. The most effective. I'm just going to change the image because we don't want to reuse images. So go to this project. And you'll see that I really don't have any other images to use. The last image on here, talks about how, the subscriber growth goes up. So this is where, we've run out of images. You're gonna have to start creating some of your own or create video. So Canva is the first tool I would use because they've got a bunch of templates. They kind of do the work for you. We'll go Facebook post. You can literally pick any single one you want. So I'll just start with this one. Use this template. And I'm going to go back and read what the text was. One of the most effective yet overlooked steps you can take is to create a schedule for your channel. This will help you cultivate a reliable and successful YouTube presence. Start your channel off on the right foot. The more you post, the more attention you will receive within the YouTube algorithm. We're going to have to do some work on the content itself. You know, what works in a blog post isn't necessarily what's going to work on social media. Again, I almost fell asleep there just reading it to myself. You gotta, you know, this is why kind of research on social media is going to be hugely important. You know, finding things that you like are going to be really helpful to create posts that others will like. So, you know, the two pieces of homework this week really are get familiar with coschedule, and then number two, find some content and some social media channels profiles that you like, because we're gonna go over those next week. We're gonna do keyword research and really break down their social media SEO, their social media and their SEO, and you know what makes them successful, what keywords you know is successful for their website, and we'll kind of go over the messaging and seeing how we can use it for ourselves. Next week, I'll have some SEO people that I like as well. But even in the world of SEO, a lot of this content is, I don't know how to put it exactly. You know, I think business owners and the kind of people that we want to reach through social media, because social media, who we're reaching on social media is different from who we're reaching on SEO. You know, SEO is good because it's going to help me to rank for YouTube. It's going to help me to rank for video marketing, this kind of content. So when a business owner out there has been Googling YouTube and video marketing, and then they later Google SEO services, I pop up, right? Because I rank for the different groups of keywords. On social media, the only people I'm going to reach are people that have liked my Facebook page, you know, and to be completely honest, I haven't needed social media, really. I get plenty of business from word of mouth and from SEO that I've really never built the social media channel. It's something we're going to have to work on. So there's going to be two things that we do to kind of address that issue. Number one is find channels that we like and that we're going to share. And that's what I'm going to bring to the, to the table next week. That's why I want you guys to find content that you like as well. And it doesn't have to be SEO related, because again, what we're going to do is we're going to use it as an example in the marketing. For example, the NBA, and I'm just kind of spitballing right now. This is an example of great social media marketing. The NBA does this, does X, Y, and Z, and it has resulted in these results for their Facebook page. And again, this business in the Seattle area has a great social media presence. And this is how it's helped their SEO. So I'm going to kind of provide the SEO examples. You guys just find content that you like. Because again, so much of this is not convincing an algorithm to pay attention. It's convincing a human being to pay attention. So really what speaks to you is likely to speak to other people as well. So let's see. I'm already getting a little off topic. So what I wanted to show you was just, Canva a little bit. I'm going to use this template, and I'm going to make an image for myself. So if this is one of the most, one of the most create a schedule for your channel. I think this is kind of a little bit added, or let's see, commit to a consistent YouTube posting schedule. So I'll take that for the image. That's pretty good. And then I will make this smaller. Let's close that. too small. Maybe a little smaller. Okay. So I am going to change the text of that post. Get, something with social media is get straight to the point. What are you trying to convey? In this case, the most, if someone who's reading this social media post, they're gonna be like, yeah, I want a successful YouTube channel, upload new videos multiple times a week, often on predetermined days. The more you consistently post, the more attention, right? Straight to the point. Don't waste any time, and or hook them with something fun. Again, we're going to kind of get into the psychology of what makes a successful social media channel over time. And then, but then now the image has to make sense for that piece of text. So I'm going to take out the website. You don't really need to be posting your, who you are quite as much in social media posts, I don't think. Okay. And then, you can find an image. So YouTube schedule, posting schedule. Since you're using Canva, you can pretty much use any image you want. It's going to be unique. And for the most part, you have to worry about using images from Google search if you were to not change it. Oh no, are they serious? Okay, so I have to make an account. Nope, get out of here. I can even, search in here, but let's see, I want to be in photos, YouTube. Not bad. So now you can right click on it, replace background. Not the best image really, because I can't even see the iPhone. So I'll find a different one. Why not? Oh, so that stupid thing there means it's pro. Another pro one. Okay, I'm gonna help you guys out. So there's a lot of ways to get images. Google's one way to do it. This is another tool, pablo.buffer.com. This is just another image tool like Canva. Now, the reason I haven't recommended it to you guys is because it doesn't make the greatest social media images. It's really kind of primitive in what it can do. It makes good blog post images sometimes, but what I use it for is it's got a great little image search engine over here. So I can go YouTube. And these are all free to use images, unlike the other one that's going to kind of, waste your time with paid images as well. So, and what's also cool is if you see how it says Pixabay right there, Pixabay is a website that you can get images from. So if you click on that little eye there, it's going to take you to Pixabay. Then I can go YouTube. Another one that it does besides Pixabay is Getty Images. And you're going to learn over time, where all these places are that you can get images. But this is a good one. It looks like he's actually making a schedule. So I'm going to take that one. Okay, so you're gonna want to make an account here too, so you're not doing this every time. So I'm gonna go join with Google. Nor. Okay. Free download. Back to Canva. Upload. Replace background. Here we go. That looks pretty good. So now just download it. And remember that you have to unselect the old image, which is a really annoying thing. And boom. And now you've got, a social media post with a brand new image. So I have 4 minutes. What I want to spend the remaining time with is, let's see, do I not have the most recent recording in here? Okay, so this playlist, which I've shared to the Skype chat, and I'm put it on your bookmarks bar, Anna. The ones that you should pay attention to are the ones with these stars, because these stars mean that there are timestamps on them. And timestamps just allow you to quickly navigate within the video. So, if I click on this one, it's going to have basically a summary of all the different stuff in here. From 25 minutes to 26 seconds, you're talking about focus keyword and header 1, header 2. I think it'll probably be easier for you guys to just hold off on this a little bit, because I'm going to be training you on a lot of this content in smaller chunks and ways that I think makes more sense for what you're doing. If I had to kind of recap on one thing today, it's just coschedule and Canva are what you're probably going to be using this week. And then so that's your first piece of homework. Just make a bunch of, make posts with coschedule, get familiar with it. Once you run out of images, check out Canva. Number 2 is find some content and some social media channels that you like. Anyone that you think is doing social media well from, a marketing business perspective, or just in general. And then if you have any questions, please, send me a message on Skype. It's better that you send them to me as soon as you have them, because then, I can kind of send you, I can respond to you and we don't have to wait till, to the next meeting. So, with the time that I have left, do you guys have any questions? Anything that I could, maybe get more clear on?
I have 2 questions, but not related to what we went over, kind of. One, for recaps, if it's multiple people, not like a one-on-one, do you need that posted in Basecamp?
I think that's an HR question.
Okay.
Probably just do it for now. Yeah.
Okay. And then the weekly meeting / training, do you want us to schedule that with you, or?
So I was just going to use your schedule link, unless you guys can right now, let me know what a good time is and we can work it out. It'd be better if we kept it consistent, I think. So is there a time of week that works for both of you guys? So Rachel, go ahead and tell me what, times a week work for you, and then Anna, same thing.
Before noon works for me during the week.
Okay. Any day of the week, doesn't matter?
Preferably Monday through Thursday.
Okay. Anna, how about you?
Yeah, I could do before noon either on Tuesday or Wednesday.
Okay, let's just do Tuesday then.
Cool.
Okay.
Tuesday before noon. Let's 11 o'clock or 10 a.m. What do you guys want to do? You guys both Pacific Standard Time? What time zones are you in? You're not, huh?
Yeah, Pacific.
Yeah, Pacific.
Both Pacific? Okay. Then yeah, 10 a.m. or 11?
10 if possible.
Does that work for you, Anna?
Yes, that should be fine.
Okay. So do 10 a.m. for now on Tuesdays. So I'll send you guys a calendar invite to your work emails, and that should have the Zoom link and everything in there.
Sweet.
So besides that, I'll send the recording of today's meeting into the Skype chat. And yeah, if you have any questions, go ahead and shoot me on Skype.
Awesome.
Perfect. Sounds good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Have a good rest of your week.
You too.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.